Okay, here we're going to take a look at the notes for today. The notes come from Chapter 11, Section 1. We are simplifying radical expressions. Understand the use of an operation of taking a square root. The objective is to simplify and evaluate expressions using the correct order of operations. So before we begin the lesson today, it's important to note or to have an understanding of what perfect square numbers are and how to work with them. So the first example here is if we have 1 squared. Again, what this means is that we're going to take 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 squared, what that means is we have 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9, and so on. So 4 squared would be 16. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. 9 squared is 81. 10 squared is 100. 11 squared is 121. 12 squared is 144. 13 squared is 169. 14 squared is 196. 15 squared is 225. Off the screen here. 225, and then 20 squared is 400. And so those are the perfect squares. Those are ones that we're going to work with a lot in algebra, so it is worth your time to go ahead and memorize those perfect square numbers. I will also say now is a good time to stop the video and make sure that you complete that part of your notes. So go ahead and pause it, and then you can unpause it when you're finished. Okay. So what coincides with that is once you understand what the value of the square is, you can then take the square root. So we would say that the root of a square with an area of 1 is 1. The root of a square with an area of 4 is 2. And what they mean by that is if you were to take a look at a square, and this square has an area of 4, what are the dimensions of each side? So each side here would have to be 2. 2 times 2 gives us the area of 4. So if I have a square with an area of 9, what is the root of that square? Well, the side length is 3. So the square root of 16 is 4, the square root of 25 is 5, and again, these operations are undoing itself. So we have 5 squared is 25, the square root of 25 is 5. So the square root of 36 is 6, the square root of 49 is 7, 64 is 8, the square root of 81 is 9, the square root of 100 is 10, the square root of 121 is 11, the square root of 144 is 12, the square root of 169 is 13, the square root of 196 is 14, the square root of 225 is 15, the square root of 400 is 20. Okay, so this is a list that's important. It's a list that we're going to be using, and so please take some time to become familiar with those numbers. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to be breaking down this week is we're going to be looking at what's called the quadratic formula and just how to perform the order of operations on the quadratic formula. And part of that is being able to simplify this expression here. So the question says, what are the two grouping symbols used in the following problem? There's 2 grouping symbols. One is the radical sign. So the radical sign is a grouping symbol. And then the second grouping symbol is the fraction bar. Okay. So in terms of order of operations, everything on the top is grouped, and then everything on the bottom is grouped. Okay. So when I go to simplify this, within the parentheses here, I'm going to do the grouping symbol first, and then I'm going to add and subtract. Okay. So in this particular problem, I'm going to say that I have 7 plus or minus the square root of 9 is 3, and all of that is divided by 2. From here, I have 2 math problems. One math problem is 7 plus 3 divided by 2. The second math problem I have is 7 minus 3 divided by 2. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that would be one solution. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. That would be a second solution. So for each of these problems here, we're going to get 2 solutions. Okay. What I'd like you to do now is go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and try one of these problems here, and then I will go ahead and solve it for you. Okay, now that you have unpaused the video, let's go ahead and look through these questions here. So here, the square root of 1 is 1, so I have 1 plus or minus 1 divided by 2. We have 2 math problems, 1 plus 1 divided by 2, and 1 minus 1 divided by 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. Go ahead, pause it and try the second one. Square root of 25 is 5, so I have 6 plus or minus 5 divided by 11. Two math problems. 6 plus 5 divided by 11. 6 minus 5 divided by 11. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 divided by 11 I just leave as 1 over 11. Moving along here, so here I get 10 plus or minus 6 divided by 4. 10 plus 6 divided by 4. 10 minus 6 divided by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 20 plus or minus 2 over 2. 20 plus 2 over 2. 20 minus 2 over 2. 20 plus 2 is 22. 22 divided by 2 is 11. 20 minus 2 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Again, you can pause the video and try the next couple on your own, and then unpause it to see the solutions. So we get 11 plus or minus 9 over 2. 11 plus 9 divided by 2. 11 minus 9 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Here we get 3 plus or minus 11 divided by 7. Two math problems, 3 plus 11 divided by 7. 3 minus 11 divided by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. Negative 8 divided by 7 is simply negative 8 over 7. We would get a decimal, so we leave it as a fraction. Last one, or second to last one, 12 plus or minus 8 divided by 2. 12 plus 8 divided by 2. 12 minus 8 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Last one. 16 plus or minus 10 over 2. 16 plus 10 divided by 2. 16 minus 10. 16 minus 10 divided by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 13. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, so that's the examples. Those are the practice problems for today. Please take a look at your homework, and please have your questions ready to go for tomorrow.